Hattie and I am back with another Create a Sim video. So this time we are going to be creating the wizards. Now I had a real hard time coming up with all the backstories for the wizards. I'm not going to be sharing them in this part, but this is going to be the Grand Wizard that we're looking at. So we're looking at Damian. Now I was going to call him the Supreme Wizard, but I thought no, I want to make his name a little bit different. So he's basically the male version of Marielle. Marielle is the Supreme Witch, whereas Damian is the more or less Supreme Wizard, but we're going to call him the Grand Wizard. And that was a massive suggestion from my husband, who's been helping me all along with setting up the Let's Play. He's actually been thinking about a lot of the backstories, and when we're heading home from Switzerland yesterday, I call it home because that's my parents said, but Germany's actually my home. But we were heading back from a week there, and on the way back in the car, we had about a 2-hour journey from the airport to our house. And he was just going through the plots with me, and it was absolutely incredible. So he's had a massive part in the LP and all the backstories because he's really helped me out. He actually has his own YouTube channel and he's just started it. So I would absolutely appreciate every single person that would go over and check his channel out. And if you would leave a little comment, even if it's like a little heart or something, and go and subscribe, then I will be giving you a massive shout out in my next speed build video. So the links will be below in the description if you want a shout out off me. And there will also be some videos of me coming up on his channel, and he'll be on my channel and stuff like that. So yeah, in the future that will be happening, but I mean just now he's only got like a couple of videos up, but I would absolutely love it if you go and check out his channel. But anyway, this was Damian Merchant, so I am very pleased with Damian Merchant. What can I say about him? So he is going to be an interesting character. And of course it is his fate, I don't know why I'm saying of course, but it is his fate to marry Marielle. And what actually happens is the Supreme Witch and the Grand Wizard are the leaders of the group, so the witches and the wizards, and they have the responsibility that they can pretty much do whatever they want for 30 years. And their whole aging process pauses for about 30 years, which is absolutely crazy to think that a process of aging would just stop for that long, but it does. That is just how I'm going to run my LP, so that is what's happening, and that's what I'm going to say this is the storyline anyway. So yeah, and what happens in between that time, they can chill out, they can relax, they can do whatever they want, and I think that's a really cool thing. And what happens is after the 30 years, new Supremes, well, one new Supreme and one new Grand Wizard is just randomly placed into the world, and they could already be here. Like, we don't know who it's going to be. But after that time, somebody starts draining their power and they're not sure who it is. And they basically have to step down as the Supreme and the Grand Wizard, and they have to get married. It is the witch tradition for that to happen, so they have to. And yeah, or else a massive curse is going to be put on the village. So pretty dark there, but they have to get married. They actually have to, because it's going to be a huge curse if they aren't. And actually, I'm going to write it into the LP that they have been the Supreme and the Grand Wizard for about 30 years already. So it's round about time for the new Supreme and new Grand Wizard to start showing up. And what will happen is they will notice that their skills are just starting to, I guess, go back. So they have started to, of course, have maxed out skills, but they will just start to notice they're not as good at everything else, and after they get married, they wither away. Like, that is the best way that I can describe it. They just basically die of old age together, and their aging process is a lot faster than an average human. So, I mean, whereas a human would live, what, like, oh my goodness. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just gone up so much recently, but I think the average human life now is like, what, 100 years? That's absolutely insane. But yeah, they would probably have a lifespan of about 50 years. But yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, that is them for you. So going on to the next wizard. So the wizards, the idea is that he's going to be looking after these people. The wizards come and go, same as the witches. So you see the kids, you see the teenagers. Damian's a little bit older and so is Marielle. They are both about 20 years old, whereas the witches and the wizards are probably about, I'm going to say 15 to 18, that sort of age range. But they are just like the basics. They're just the basic students at the school and stuff like that. But they don't really have much about their personalities yet. I'll probably develop them at a later date. But they really do come and go. So every single year there's a new batch, or every few years, but they can actually stay there for the same time limit as the Supreme Witch or the Grand Wizard if they really want to. If they get attached to the school, they can stay there for a maximum of 30 years, which is crazy. So they also don't age whilst they're at the school. And even though we can't do that in the game, that is just the storyline that I'm going for. So they'll just age very, very slowly. And the average witch or wizard lifespan is really as long as they really want to live for. And it's also really about how strong their powers are. For instance, Agatha is incredibly, incredibly strong. And she's lived for 700 years, but then again, she is an elder witch, so elder witches do live a little bit longer anyway. But anyway, this is Oscar Hudson, so he's just going to be a standard wizard. You're going to be seeing loads and loads of standard wizards just in this, and I did pick some from the Sims 4 gallery as well. They will be in the screenshots at the end, because I've picked about maybe 2 or 3 so far. I'm picking the last one currently. If you still want to enter, then of course you can. It's #HatsyWizards. And if you do that, then of course I can. It would really help me out if you put them in the same costume as the wizards are seen in now. And that is just because they all pretty much wear exactly the same thing. And I don't know why that is. I think it's just so I could maybe make sure that it's really simple to tell a wizard apart. I don't really know why they would wear a uniform. Maybe it's just their school uniform or something. It's really going to be difficult for me to really do anything in terms of a school. And the witch training school is all about learning skills anyway. So they are going to go to normal school in the daytime, and then they're going to come back at night and learn their skills. And that is the main sort of idea of the LP. It's about skill building. It's about, learning new skills. And when you level up so much and max out some skills, you can get so good at those things. Like, okay, level 10 in wellness skill. Agatha was levitating. I mean, what is that? That's insane. So that's what I'm thinking about for the witch and wizard powers. Just depending on how advanced they are, it just depends on what powers they have. But anyway, this was when I was picking out his gymwear. I thought that I would try and be diverse when it came to the wizards. I know that there has been some criticism on how diverse I've been so far, and I have to apologise if I haven't came off very diverse right now, or maybe the wizards are too similar in body shapes. I should make some thinner and maybe some a little bit curvier. And the idea was, when I was creating them, was that I would really have a picture in my head of the wizards. If I imagined them to look a certain way, that's how I was going to reflect them. I wasn't going to go out my way to make a wizard like particularly changing to the person that I would imagine him to be, just for the sake of being diverse, if that would make sense. But I will, I honestly will. There will be more diverse Sims being put into the LP as we go along. I absolutely will. I've taken it on board and I need to. So that is something that I just have to do for myself as well. So this was another male Sim. Strange, but yeah, all the wizards are male. And that is something as well. I just thought having a group of girls and boys and just doing it like that would maybe be easier, just to sort of think, okay, that person's a wizard, that person's a witch. There will be some people in the middle as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really excited. Especially with the Sims update. There is actually going to be a new Elder Witch eventually. And she's going to be a very interesting character, and she was able to be in the game because of the brand new update with gender customization. So I'm very, very excited to share her with you. She is already one of my favorite characters, and she's going to play a big part in it. She's only going to come in maybe episode 3, maybe 2, 3, 4, something like that. So not right at the beginning, but she will come in eventually, and she'll play, hopefully, a big part in it. But anyway, so I was picking out his gym wear at this point, and I just thought, going for basic gym wear for the wizards. I have learned now that you can actually filter, or maybe undo the filter. That's the best way to say it. So thank you so much to the people that commented on my last Creator Sims and said, Hattie, you can filter things, or you could take the filter out so that you could have a certain Sim wearing a certain outfit for gym wear and sleepwear. That helps me out so much, and I can assure you that Agatha is going to be in her dress at all times, like swimming and everything, so look out for that. But yeah, a lot of the wizards, witches will be like that, but standard wizards, witches just wear what they pretty much want to, apart from the wizards do tend to stick with this wonderful suit outfit. So I did give them a mix of traits because I love mixing my traits up for Sims. I never like to play it safe with Sims. Like, I like to actually think about their personalities while I'm making them, and they're pretty good looking to finish off. But anyway, that is the end of the Create a Sim. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all for Let's Play. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.